6 HSP 80 VTR. No, I'm bored. VTR 62580. Okay, George.
Scotty?
Uh-huh.
What about this dress? I mean, do you think I should take this one?
Oh, well, I don't know what you should take. You would know that better than I do.
We haven't gone away anyplace in so long, I've almost forgotten how to pack, let alone what.
All right, well, listen, it's a nice dress. I like the dress. It's a great color for you. And if that's what they're wearing in Niagara Falls this time of the year, then I think that you should take it. All right? Thank you. What was that for?
For you. Because I'm happy and we're going away and I'm excited about it.
Good. So am I. Honey, I know we haven't been away in a long time, not since our honeymoon trip, but this is going to make up for it, even though it's just for one day and a night. But wait a minute. Hello?
Scotty?
Yeah.
This is Frank Smith.
Oh, hello, Mr. Smith.
I hate to ask you on such short notice, but I need to see you. Right away, if at all possible.
Well, where are you?
I'm at my office. Can you come over here?
Yeah, okay, I'll be there in about half an hour.
Oh, that's fine, Scotty. Thank you so much.
All right, see you then. Listen, that was Mr. Smith. Now I've got to go over and see him, all right? So, now don't you go away, all right? Stay right here.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll call you.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my. Well, that's what I call service. See, I don't even have to knock anymore.
Well, that's because this is a psychic house here. That's what this is, a psychic house.
Yes.
Come on in.
Thank you.
How are you?
Great. Love your collar.
Listen, I've got to go, though. I'll see you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
How are you? Wonderful.
Oh,
Just wonderful.
oh,
Scotty
good.
and I are going away together, and I'm not going to let anything spoil it for us.
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, good, you're here.
Yeah, I'm right on time, too.
I know, but I've been so impatient. We have so many errands to run today.
Okay, they're gonna have to wait, because I'm starving, okay? We'll have lunch first.
Did you take care of the flowers?
I have watered those flowers. They're growing very nicely.
Luke, did you take care of them? Did you order
I
them?
ordered the flowers.
Oh, great. Okay, and you've got my wedding ring.
Right through my nose, darling.
Luke, that's not fair. I don't lead you around like that.
Look, I'm just kidding. I have your wedding ring in my pocket.
And I have your wedding gift, and I want to give it to you.
Oh, isn't it a little early for that?
I know, but I'm anxious to see what you think of it. Open it.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
Jennifer, it's beautiful.
really? Let me put it on you.
Nice engraving. Thank you. Listen, I'm going to pick your wedding gift up this afternoon. I'll give it to you after the wedding. Okay?
Are you superstitious?
Well,
I'm not. I don't mind giving your gift early.
well, it's only a day before the wedding. I don't think that's too early. Besides, there isn't anything going to jinx us, baby.
Raise high the roof beam, carpenters. The bridegroom cometh.
We didn't hear you.
Obviously, you weren't listening. Children, I hate to tell you this, but despite the wedding tomorrow, today is business as usual. And I'm expecting Scotty here in a few minutes, so why don't you run along to your lunch and let me use my office?
You got it. I know that lovers are not supposed to have appetites, but I am starved. So we will have lunch.
See you later, Daddy.
Bye, sir.
Alan, I want to know what's going on here. How could you let Monica talk to you that way? And how could you just stand aside and let her take my grandson out of this house without lifting a finger to stop her?
Edward, don't let yourself get upset like this.
Mother's right, Dad. It's not going to do you any good.
Well, neither is being kept in the dark. And what's all this business about Rick Weber anyway? The man's divorced now. He shows up on your doorstep, picks up your wife, and takes her out of your house.
It was coincidental.
Or was it?
Yes, I'm sure that Monica just must have gone into another room and called him, asked him to come over and pick her up. I don't know.
Tracy seemed to be convinced the two of them were lovers, and that your son may not be a legitimate heir. Of Could Tracy have been right all along? I want some answers, Alan, and I want them now.
You're going to get your answers a lot quicker if you stop shouting at me.
You know, my fondness for Monica is one thing. But if she's going to try to pass off another man's son as yours in order to get her hands on the family inheritance, that is something else.
Edward, you can't mean that.
I certainly do. I'm not going to let her get control of the estate outside of our jurisdiction. There's no way in the world I'm going to let anybody but a Quartermain inherit.
I will not stand by and let you talk about Monica this way. You've no right to make assumptions like that.
I'm just asking. That's all I'm doing. And I notice Alan isn't answering me.
Well, I think he has every right not to. And if you want to know what I think this is all Tracy's doing.
Oh, why don't we stop blaming Tracy for a moment and try to find out where the real fault lies?
It lies with her, with Tracy. Daughter or no daughter, I will not stand up for her when I think she's in the wrong.
We don't know yet that she is.
Well, I do.
I don't want to hear your version of what went wrong. I want to hear Alan's.
Very well. I'll be quiet if you promise to behave reasonably. This kind of scene is bad for your heart in any case.
All right, Lila. You win. Alan, we're giving you your chance. Please, take advantage of it.
Believe me, this whole thing came as much of a shock to me as it did to you. I know that Monica and I had problems. I just didn't realize that they'd gotten out of hand.
You had no idea that she was planning to leave you?
None whatsoever. But I must tell you, Dad, that Mother is right. I'm sure the entire root of the thing started with Tracy. To tell you the absolute truth, I'm only surprised that Monica stayed as long as she did. I certainly didn't give her a very easy time.
Well, I'm certainly not going to leave it at that.
What you propose to do?
I'm going to talk to Zelda and try to get myself some intelligent legal advice. I have a feeling we're going to have to protect ourselves, and I don't want to be caught off guard. I'm also beginning to get a few suspicions of my own, and I want them satisfied.
The awkward part about this, Howard, is that the husband is contending that his wife signed a quitclaim deed to the house just before she ran off to Europe the first time.
All right, Zelda, you want my opinion? I don't think your client has a leg to stand on.
I believe him, though, Howard.
It doesn't matter. He may even be telling the truth. But right or wrong, the divorce court's going to side with her in this thing. And that house is going to end up community property. I'd bet you on it.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of, too.
I'll tell you one thing you might try.
Excuse me. Life is a series of small interruptions. Zelda Bernstein.
Zelda, Edward Quartermain.
Hello, Edward.
You have somebody with you, or can you talk?
Well, Howard Lansing and I were just sitting here and discussing a case. It's nothing I can't wait.
I want an appointment with you just as soon as possible. Something's come up and I need to talk to you.
You sound upset.
I am, Zelda, extremely.
What happened?
Well, Monica's moved out on my son and taken the baby with her. She says she wants an uncontested divorce. So far, there's been no talk about a financial settlement or what's to be done about the family trust fund. But I need you to handle this thing for Alan. I want you to.
Of course.
I also want to know what my legal position is in case it turns out that Tracy was right all along.
Right about what?
That Alan Jr. may not be my legitimate grandson.
Surely you don't believe that.
Well, I don't know, Zelda. I'm on my way to your office right now, and I'd appreciate it if you keep the calendar clear for me. I want to be able to talk to you as soon as I get there.
Well, well, well.
What's up?
Edward Quartermain is extremely angry. Seems that Monica has walked out of the house and is asking for an uncontested divorce.
Really?
Edward's on his way over right now. I've learned that when he's this upset, the best thing to do is run for cover. I wish I could. I don't know what Edward's going to want of me. But whatever Edward wants, Edward usually gets.
There. Now that that's done, I can concentrate on making us some lunch.
It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, you know. Sandwich would be terrific.
Oh, well, I can assure you it's going to be very simple. You know, I really appreciate you coming by to see me. I know how busy you've been lately.
Oh, well, I had an hour free from the clinic, and I wanted to give you your anniversary present in person.
Well, it's always nice to see you.
It doesn't seem possible that it's a year since your wedding, does it? What's the matter?
Nothing, really.
You feeling sentimental?
I was just thinking about the fact that Jennifer and Luke's wedding is going to be so different from Scotty's and mine.
Yes, it certainly is.
We were so determined never to let each other down, you know. Do you think I've let him down?
No, not at all. Do you think you have?
Sometimes.
Well, it's always seemed to me that the only person you can let down in a marriage or fail is yourself by not giving enough or caring enough. Because the person you love the best and your marriage deserve the very best you have to give. I just hope you'll never let that happen with you and Scotty.
We won't let it. I feel so close to you right now.
Oh, I hope you always will.
Yes, but especially right now. And you know what? This wedding anniversary is going to be a time for renewing our marriage vows.
Good for you.
Yeah, even though we only have a day and a night. So what? Scotty and I are going to see to it that we have a beautiful time together.
I'm sure you will.
I'm going to make it happen. I'm just going to shut out all thoughts of any other person in the entire world, and I'm just going to concentrate on Scotty.
I would recommend that for a second honeymoon.
Right down here, and when she comes, I'll bring it. Okay. You're getting to be a regular fixture in here. We might have to start charging you rent.
Oh, I came by here because I wanted to talk to you, Susan.
Mitch, I'm very busy, and I don't have time for a ritual conversation.
Oh, is that what it's become, a ritual now?
Well, I don't know what else you'd call it. We go over the same ground time after time, round and round in circles. I think by now we've said everything there is to be said.
Well, what does it take, a news bulletin to arouse your attention? Is that it?
Something a little different, maybe?
Oh, well, I'll tell you something. I've got something different for you.
Okay, what is it?
I have a word of warning for you.
No warnings, please. Let's just keep it light.
Okay, well, maybe it's not really a word of warning for you, but more for your friend, Joe Kelly.
You want to give me a warning for Joe Kelly? Why don't you just call him up? Give it to him directly. Eliminate the middlewoman.
Well, I thought maybe you being a friend of Joe Kelly, you could talk to him, you could take matters into your own hands and do him a favor.
Mitch, what is this about?
Well, it hasn't it occurred to you that your being such a good friend of Joe Kelly's might sort of complicate his life?
No, that never has occurred to me. And how did you arrive at such an illogical conclusion?
Well, Susan, it's no secret that Joe Kelly is trying to establish a link between Frank Smith and me.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. Or that Joe Kelly's trying to establish a link between Frank Smith and a lot of other people in Port Charles.
So what about it?
So maybe it should occur to you that your being a close friend of Joe Kelly's might make you a very close enemy of Frank Smith's. Now, if that hasn't occurred to you, perhaps it should start right now.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something, and I hope for once you'll listen. My private life is my own affair. I don't need any outside interference, and I don't appreciate it when it's forced on me. Now, you want to give people advice? Take up palm reading or tarot cards.
Oh, well, I'm no clairvoyant, Susan, but I can see trouble ahead if you're going to pursue this course.
Listen, I have already talked to Frank, and I told him that I couldn't consider a permanent relationship with him. He was gentleman enough to understand that.
Did you give him back all the jewelry, all the things that he gave you,
I tried to give them back. He refused to take them.
Really?
Yeah, really. I think he hopes that one day I might change my mind and marry him.
Well, you must have given some good reason for all that hope, huh?
I did say definitely no, I would never ever marry him, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Who knows, maybe I'll change my mind one day and I will marry him.
Well, I think you should. I definitely think you should, because then you can have whole closets full of changes of heart, Susan, because you do it so well.
Me? I think we have a case here of the pot calling the kettle indecisive. I'm not the one who can't make up his mind, or who makes it up fresh every morning like his bed.
Just be careful, that's all, Susan.
Of what?
Of Frank Smith. He's a dangerous man to cross, and as soon as you realize that, it may be too late. I'm just giving you a word of warning. That's it.
I'm sorry, I think my ears just went out. Would you excuse me? Greetings, two of my favorite people. Hi, Susan. Hi.
Table for two, please, madam.
Yes, sir, right this way.
Thank you.
This be all right? Perfect, thank you.
Yes, the only thing that would make it more perfect, Susan, is if you bring us a bottle of your finest champagne.
Oh, one bottle of the best coming up. You two are in luck because I've finally learned how to open champagne bottles. People seem to be celebrating with something every day.
Well, maybe Candide was right. Maybe it is the best of all possible worlds.
Any world with champagne in it can't be all bad.
Ah, hear, hear. My sentiments exactly, Jennifer. What's the occasion today?
The occasion is we are celebrating our wedding one day early.
Ah,
Luke, show her your wedding gift.
Oh, right. What do you think of this? She gave this to me this morning.
oh, Luke, it's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Well, if there's one thing that Jennifer and her father have in common is excellent, excellent taste.
Definitely worth celebrating. Let me get that champagne.
Thank you.
And it appears that the firm that used to represent my interests failed to file an answer to a breach of contract suit brought against one of my shipping lines.
They did.
Unconscionable of them, but there you are. And the deadline for filing a notice of appearance is today. If we don't file, the plaintiff will win by default. Luckily, one of my secretaries brought my attention to it an hour ago. I still wouldn't know anything about it.
I see.
I can't let default happen, Scotty. There are too many millions of dollars at stake in this. Literally millions.
So, sir, what you're asking me to do is to file for you.
I dislike what I'm going to do intensely, but I'm asking you to cancel your anniversary trip, formulate an answer to the complaint as quickly as possible, and file a notice of appearance. Believe me, I couldn't be more apologetic about it.
Sir, of course, that's what we're here for. I'm gonna have to call my wife and explain to her what's happened.
Oh, of course, Scotty. Use my phone. And I'm going to leave you alone, too, so you can talk privately. Be sure to tell her how sorry I am about all this.
Yes, sir, I will.
Hello?
Hi, Laura. It's me.
Yes, Scotty.
Listen, I don't know how to break this to you, but something's come up and it's going to interfere with our anniversary trip. Laura, we're going to have to postpone it.
Scotty, no.
Listen, I'm sorry, honey, but Lee's in court, and I would do anything in the world if I could get out of this, but I can't. You see, I'll explain it to you when I get home. You'll understand. It's just that there is a lot of money involved here.
Money. I see. When exactly are you going to be home?
Well, listen, I'm going to try and make it so that I can take you out to dinner tonight.
Okay. Well, I'm disappointed, Scotty. I'm unhappy, but I know you can't help it. Listen, let's not go out to dinner tonight, okay? I'll fix dinner here, something special, and we can have candles and flowers, and does that sound okay?
Oh, Laura, you know, you're probably the best wife in the whole world.
Okay. I'll see you tonight.
I want to rip you dead, and I'll see you both dead yet. I try to kill you both up in the attic, and I try to get on the waterfront. But I will succeed, Monica. I'll see you both dead. I don't know how it will happen, but it will, because I won't rest until it does. Go on, you slut. Get out of my sight. But you're never going to have your son back, Monica. Never. If it takes every penny I have, I'll see that you don't. You're going to have to kill me to stop me.
Excuse me, Dr. Quartermain.
Yes.
I just want to let you know that Alan Jr. is fast asleep now.
Oh, that's good.
He seems to have settled very nicely into his new room.
Very glad.
Listen, I really would appreciate it if you'd stay on with me.
Oh, of course. Just as long as you need me.
And I'm awfully sorry this happened so abruptly.
I'll get it.
Thank you.
I'd like to speak to my wife. Is she here?
General Hospital will continue in a moment.